That makes sense because, oh my God, this chocolate is so hard I can't cut. Today I'm going to show you how to bake the most tender and delicate 3-layered German chocolate cake. It can look a little bit intimidating, but it is not actually as scary as it seems. So, let's get baking. Okay, the first step is to melt chocolate. So here I have 1 package of Baker's German chocolate. Doesn't have to be exact because it's gonna all go into microwave and melt it. I have a 1/2 cup of water and that goes into the microwave for a minute. Okay, so this is halfway. This is very unusual things to add water to chocolate, but it makes it easy to incorporate the chocolate mixture into the cake batter later. So I'm going to stir a little bit more and heat up in the microwave maybe for 30 more seconds until it's completely melted. The chocolate is melted into nice, smooth liquid. Next step will be separating the eggs. And you can move the egg yolk one way to the next and separate it like this. There you go. Now we have egg yolks and egg whites separated, and I'm going to start whipping the egg white. The reason why we have whipped egg white is that it's going to have tiny air bubbles, and once we fold it into the cake batter, that air bubble is going to expand in oven, and that's going to lift up the cake. It's just like having the baking powder, but it's gonna make the texture light and delicate, and that's what we want. Next step, we are going to mix the flour mixture. So here I have 2 cups of flour and 1 teaspoon of baking soda and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to set aside, and we're ready to make the batter. So now here I have 2 sticks of butter and 2 cups of sugar. And we're going to start creaming this butter and sugar mixture. You want to make sure that the mixture comes to nice and light and fluffy. We're going to add the egg yolks that we just separated. And we're going to add egg yolk one at a time. If you dump the whole thing at once, the butter mixture, it's going to break into small pieces, and you don't want that. The egg yolk is nicely blended, so we are going to add the chocolate mixture. And here I have vanilla, because it always makes the flavor pop. And we're going to blend it. And now we are going to add the flour mixture alternating with buttermilk. So I'm going to add about 1/3 of the flour mixture. I'm going to mix it with the lowest speed possible so the flour doesn't fly away. Okay, now so I added about a 1/2 cup of buttermilk into the batter. Now the flour and all the buttermilk has been incorporated, it is time to add egg white. So you don't want to dump the all egg white all at once because then it's going to deflate too much. So now the cake batter mixture is slightly lighter. We'll be able to add the remaining egg white. And then fold it so that the cake batter gets a little bit lighter in texture. And here we go. Now it's ready to pour into the pan. Here I have 3 9-inch round pan that is sprayed with a cooking spray and also lined with a parchment paper. So I'm going to divide the batter into 3 portions, and I just eyeball them. And I just take some spoons to spread the cake all the way around. All right, now they are ready to go into the oven. Let's get to the best part of German chocolate cake, the pecan coconut filling. So here we have 4 egg yolks, and I'm going to stir it up with 1 can 12 ounces of evaporated milk. Into the mixture, I'm going to add a 1.5 cups of sugar. Whisk it until sugar is dissolved, and I'm going to add butter. Now I'm going to switch it to the spatula and cook it over medium heat. I'm going to set the timer for 12 minutes as a guideline. And what you're looking for is that the butter is going to melt and it's going to foam up and it's going to come down and then becomes a thick, nice frosting. And during this whole 12 minutes, you have to keep stirring. And it takes a little bit of elbow grease, but Because the sugar tends to sink down the bottom, you want to make sure to keep stirring so that you can avoid burning. So now mixture has come to a full boil, and then the color has changed to nice golden brown. And this is when you want to take off the heat. So here I have 2 2/3 cup of coconut, and I have 1.5 cup of chopped pecans, and 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to just stir until everything comes together. And as you see, when it is hot, this mixture is too loose, so this needs to come to completely cooled before frosting the cake. Let's get the most fun part started. So now I have the 3 cakes that are cooled and also the frosting that's cooled as well. I'm going to just spoon 1/3 of the frosting, and all you want to do is just gently spread out. Take half of the remaining frosting and do the same thing. Gently spread all around, and I'm ready for the last layer. Now I'm going to pour all of it on top. I love this cake because the frosting part is super simple, but look at that, how gorgeous is this? This is so good. Now you're ready to bake German chocolate cake at home. Let me know in a comment what dessert you'd love to see me bake next. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The full recipe is linked in the video and on myfoodandfamily.com. See you next time.